Weapon can I carry? You think I can shoot a 30 or 6? I don't think so. They'd probably pull me out of my pants, right? But I can shoot a Luger, 9mm. Anyway, later on when you have time, on page 748, there's a little kid with his hands on in your history book. You can look at it. That was pretty much me, just a little small. We don't have that much time to talk. We like, like questions and all that, but you can do me a favor, and after I'm finished, you can write me a 1 page, whatever you think of, whatever question you have about this whole thing. You all probably know my son, right, over here. My wife, somebody probably knows. And I feel sorry for you. But anyway, and Jeffrey, if he didn't drive you crazy, he work on it. You have time. But anyway, my family was stationed in Poland, and before the war, and when Hitler came into power, after a while, he got him out of depression, so pretty much then people started liking him. But they didn't know the dirty secret that was going on that was called after the Crystal Night, when he started trying to eliminate the whole race, the Jewish race. Which he hated them because he had some bad encounters with them. He lived in the middle of them in Vienna, and then in Munich he got his tail whooped by a bunch of Jewish people because he ran his mouth in a bar, which he shouldn't have done. And so he wrote a book, Mein Kampf, and so on, and he's going to eliminate anything and make space for the Germans east now, so they get a bigger country. He didn't like anybody. For example, I'll just give you a tip. You. Impossible. That's a question. You know what? Because your nose is slightly crooked. That could be Jewish. That's right. That's all it took. And you was in concentration camp. If you can prove that you wasn't, the one that arrested you was his workforce. It's as simple as that. It's like that. No one ever heard from you again. Just because your hair is black. Just because your eyes are brown. Or brown. You must have Jewish blood in you. He forgot that south of Europe, of Germany, is Italy. And a lot of people mixed for many years, for centuries. That was Poland, Russia. People mixed. So all the Germans weren't pure-blooded. Neither was he. He was Jewish, part of it. His name was Schöckelgruber. With that name, he could never got famous. But then his daddy finally married his mother because she inherited some money. He became Hitler. So anyway, so much. Anyway, we're stationed there, and Grandpa was a force engineer. He had about 10,000 people working for him. It's a huge place. They had cattle, all kind of stuff, and it was a mile away, big housing area for these people and all that. The closest village is about 5 miles. The closest main highway about 3 miles. So it was right in the middle of the woods. That's where I was raised. And so a time came, I was about 5.5 years of age, and I'm going to go to preschool. And so I learned how to my alphabet, so my 1, 2, 3, okay. And when I go there, it's about, close to the village, close to about 5 miles. They take me in the morning there. We heard some shots in that school building. Some ruckus going on. The teacher hurdled us out with about 15, 16 students. And the door flew open, and 2 SS soldiers walk in, and with machine guns. And they asked, who can speak German? I was the only one. I step out, they're talking to me, telling me what they're going to do to these pigs out here that are not German. They asked the school teacher what she is. And at this point, but at that area, known that we're just starting this Jewish hate. Asked her what kind of nationality she is because she has black eyes, black hair. And she says she's Jewish. When they hit her in the mouth, knock on the desk, rape her, and then proceed to shoot the rest of the kids. Anything unusual? How many children died and people died in Connecticut? History repeats itself over and over. Those people are everywhere. I can't do that. Just think about it. I pick one person out of here, I'd like to come out here, and if the rest of the people die, how would you feel? You never forget. You always live that. No matter how old you get, you always remember. Why me? I panicked, screamed, I ran. I managed to go all the way home through the woods along. And it was not easy to go through the woods. It was dangerous to go through the woods, actually, because we had wolves, bears. Anyway, I made it home, and I explained it to my family finally. We went back to the town and talked to the commander. I'm going to call it a complaint, not true. The commander told me, if you don't leave right now, we're going to shoot you and your grandson. So we left. But like anything, once you start with these people, they got your number. Next day they came to the house because they found out that my grandfather's bookkeeper and his wife and his children were Jewish. Somehow they found out. And so they wanted them. And grandfather refused. And they knew there was enough weapons there that it could stop them. Well, the one guy pulled out his revolver and shot the mother and the father, and the little girl, she ran up on top of the roof. There was a ladder there, and they shot her down. She was around 7 years old. She was my only playmate that I had in that area. There was no other children close by. And but I learned about these people when I was 4 and a half years old, 4 years old. His fingers I lost is because they wanted to kill me. There was communists. The Communist Party started there, and I was Austrian, and so they needed to kill me. And so they tried to run a 4-year-old kid playing in the street there, on the dirt street in the sand. Okay. Anyway, communism, socialism, Nazism. You're all going to vote. Be careful what you're voting for. If it's free, it's not free. Yeah. But anyway, that's how the people work. They give you free stuff. And so I learned all about, grandfather taught me all about how to stand up against it and never give up. I never did give up. My grandmother, she always purchased stuff from one lady for Christmas. And that was a long way away. It was in Warsaw. And it took about a whole day train ride before you got there. But she insisted on us going. It was late fall. And she said, you want to buy it for Christmas? They were still had a little business going, but the rest of it pretty much bombed out. Warsaw, if you read up, and how far you are in your history. So we go in there, and then, oh, my grandfather, meanwhile, changed. He changed from being a Hitler supporter to being a partisan. You know what a partisan is? It's an underground fighter. Right? People that get together and fight the enemy in the land. Right? And so they would meet every day. What they're going to do the next day as to destroy a train or some base or something, or take some Jewish families to Danzig, so they can put them on a boat to England. And as they would have fun going, coming to the meeting, and when they come in, they would salute each other and make fun of Hitler. Because if you didn't say, "Hi, Hitler," they arrested you immediately. And no one ever heard from you again. You went to one of the camps and got executed, okay? I don't care who you were. Even a high-ranking person. The moment you didn't say, "Hi, Hitler," you were gone. Just remember that. And so, they come in and they say, it's a holy Scheiße. Meaning that high is the poop, instead of "Hi, Hitler." You know what poop is, right? There's a different name for it, right? I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. Because the 5-year-old gets very impressed when they finally heard it, get the first curse word, right? Well, I got impressed. I walked around the yard and I saluted the cows, the chickens, everything I could find with the Holy Scheiße. The Holy Scheiße. I memorized that, right? That was the second line. So we went to Warsaw, walking down the street, here comes a high-ranking Nazi soldier. He had a little bit too much vodka, gobbling, and my grandfather stops and, "Hi, Hitler," "Grandma, hi, Hitler," my aunt says, "Hi, Hitler," and I said, "So, we Scheiße." We immediately was arrested. Blues whistle, cops everywhere. And as we was transported, we were separated. My grandfather, they took it first, and then into this, we got into this room where they started inquiring and slopping us around and all that. And we were too scared. I was too scared to say anything. And when they got to me, I didn't know what to say. As a kid, right? 5-year-old. So they put us, it was dark already, they put us into the Warsaw Ghetto. And that Warsaw Ghetto is an X number of blocks of the city, but then as the river goes through the city, and X number of blocks, they blocked those up and put barbed wire and a big wall around it, and they put anybody that didn't like it, put in there. Or anybody was a problem, put them in there. And when they got to them, they put them in trains, and they had a train load full, they ship them off to wherever, Auschwitz, Treblinka. And there were two major camps. there was many camps. Matter of fact, I was at the Jewish temple the other day, and there's 13 major camps within that area. And so, believe it or not, I'm going to the Jewish temple telling them about the holiday. Because there's only 3 people that I met so far that are still alive from those days, and people less and less. They finally start talking. People were afraid to talk. I didn't talk to them in the 90s, so my parents, my family died out. And anyway, there we have, I watched kids, and they wouldn't feed you there. I'll throw you in there, and they'll feed you. So we ate what we ate. A little bit, I watched the bigger kids how to hunt. So I got a stick and a nail, and I found a dead body. I take a piece of that shirt off, find the rod hole, put it in front of the rod hole, and pop, when the rod comes out here between the eyes, and take it home. And so we ate rats. Only the hind legs, because the rest of it was polluted, and the muscle, that's what everybody ate, whatever you could get. So you might have 1 rat a day for 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 of them, because you couldn't, there were so many people trying to catch it. And about then we found something else to eat. It was walking rice. I know some of you eat squirrels, don't you? Mm-hmm. Well, the difference between a squirrel and a rat is the tail and what it eats. Okay. How do it taste the same? There's a whole has a whole tribe in our place with it, so they eat rice. But walking rice, I know you all ate walking rice, did you? Without you knowing, maybe. It's called maggots. So you go to a dead body, you find the maggots, you take them off, you rinse them real good, okay, you put them in a pot, and you cook them, it's soup. Looks like rice soup. Gives you protein, real good stuff. It keeps you living another day. Another day. Oh, you're talking about washing and cleaning it up? Where? In the mud? Ain't no water nowhere. The water that you find is up the street running down, so you make sure you find it before, so there's no dead body above it, so you don't get typhus. And you put that in a can and you cook from there. You don't go to a faucet, there's no faucet. Everything's bombed out. You see how good we have it. We don't even realize it. We don't even realize it. But there's half of the population of the world that's starving. Anyway, we're fortunate we got out of there because we knew somebody. And a work camp, when you go to a work camp, you have skills. Okay, my grandmother had one skill, and that was she was a good cook. People we knew, they let us go there rather than to Auschwitz, because we would have been trained to Auschwitz. Now, when we got there, the work camp is, if you're a plumber, if you're a mechanic, stuff like that, that's where people went to the work camp for a period of time until you got sick, and then he ended up in Auschwitz and executed. So, my job was watching cows not to run in the swamp. I had to keep them out of the swamp. And my aunt, she had to dig up, they gave her a wheelbarrow and a shovel, and she had to dig up dead bodies out of the cemetery and put new dead bodies in there that was German soldiers. And a lot of the women cracked up. A lot of women was working in the field, stuff like that. There was a pregnant woman that delivered the baby right in the middle of the potato field. And she was Jewish. And the lieutenant who was in charge, not in charge of the camp, but he was in charge of the soldiers, and the SS lieutenant, he ran over with the plow, back and forth, chopped her and the baby out, and told him to put sand on top for the fertilizer for next year. That's the kind of people. Okay, as far as dying every day, some people are standing there in line to be executed. And the people come. That's great. When you get up in the morning, you automatically think, will I go back to bed to sleep tonight? I'll be dead. That's an everyday thought. You stay in fear, continuous fear. Now, my grandmother got beaten up by that lieutenant, and I got mad and I ran all the cows into the swamp. And they had tanks and everything else trying to pull the cows out of it. They saved some drowned. Next day I was in front of the firing squad to be executed with some other people. The commander of the base did not believe in children being executed. So he pulled me and a bunch of other kids off there. The other kids ended up going on a train back to Auschwitz. I stayed. I'm writing that down book and I'm putting things together. I got a writer now in Jackson who's trying to put it together too now. She has me totally screwed up. But anyway, so they gave me a new job when I was watching chickens. Okay? And I try to make it lighter than it is. And I'm skipping huge amounts of stuff because I can tell you that in school. Now, when you are a little older, you sit down or you can read my book when I'm finished. But there's no way, you know, I'm skipping months and then. And if I tell you everything every day, your head fall off. But anyway, so I watched the bigger kids, and they secretly had they made slingshots and a patch on the bottom with a long string, and they were good. I mean, they would get like a dove or something like that, and pop it, and their family would cook it and eat it. So I wanted to learn that, but I didn't have it. So I snuck into the. I noticed the lieutenant had boots, real high boots, with I don't know where he got them, but it was not official boots. I had strings all the way up, so I snuck in there to cut the tongue out, and I got these strings out of these boots. If he would have found me, he would have shot me probably immediately. I got into that chicken coop, and I started practicing, I don't know, a million times. Finally I hit a post, directly, a square post. Let me tell you, do not hit anything square. Why? Because it bounces back and hits you about right here, and then you walk around stupid looking with a big old bump in front of your nose, you know, it's bigger than your nose. And it hurts a lot, okay? And so pretty soon I said, oh, I'm going to try on the chicken. And I tried and I tried. The chicken run around and I tried. Finally hit one in the bun. That was cool. Hey, are you okay? I think you're a kid, you know, that's cool. So I kept doing that and finally hit one in the head. Well, now I panicked because I cracked it and then chicken running in circles. So I ran over there and did like grandma. They grab by the neck and run and throw it over the fence. Well, but you just don't give up on one chicken, right? You got to be an expert with that slingshot. So I tried some more. Well, they caught me after the 10 chickens because I didn't know there was a rope by the fence there because it was all grown up. And guess what? I was back on the firing squad. Now, how does it look when you're on the firing squad? Just imagine a nozzle of a machine gun that looks now that big when you stab it. You're fearful, you're crying, but no tears. Your body shakes completely, just like you have when you're cold, real cold. You have goose pimple everywhere, but you don't feel them. You don't hear nothing, you have tunnel vision. You don't see nothing left and right, only that barrel. Any minute it's going to go off. They don't put nothing over you, but that's why they put in a lot of places they put something over people's head. But here they don't. anytime the machine gun, the guy is sitting there with the machine gun. That's the feeling you have. You're actually dying as you're living. Well, I got pulled off by his wife, who was a ranking officer. I mean, she was so cool, she would walk around with a negligee, and underneath she would have a belt, and she'd have a Luger and a bayonet on. Nothing like sleeping next to your wife who has a Luger and a bayonet, right? It'd be cool, right? Right, guys? Uh-huh. Just break wind and then she shoots you, okay? That's the side. That's your slip. But anyway, she locked me up in a room, and she was child molested. And we stayed there for 30 days, so we finally got moved. And we moved to a city called Posen that was making some kind of stand against the final stand against the Russians. And the lieutenant got in charge. So when he picked, because he liked my grandmother's cooking, so he picked us to go with him and some other people. So we went there, and my job was chopping wood. Now, I want you to go ahead, and you have a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid at home, give him an axe and give him a mess of wood and let him chop it, see how much you can chop. Okay, but that's your job. And if you don't chop wood, you're dead. You've had it. We'll shoot you right there. Now, I don't know how much I chopped. I couldn't think, but I found something. I found in a full pile of wood a German hand grenade. It's about like a long handle and a big canister. Very powerful. Okay. And so I hit it. All the people would say, please get rid of it. Please get rid of it. Well, one day he comes running down and says, here's a jug, glass jug. Go to the canteen and get me some milk. So I walk over to the canteen, I get him some milk, and them things was marked. And as I'm going back, the devil made me do it. I needed to taste that. I didn't taste milk for so long, I just tasted it. That's pretty good. A little more, a little more, a little more. Pretty soon I looked there and there's a whole bunch missing. Now what you do? Ain't no water. I couldn't figure out that I could have put snow in it and it would have melted and put it in. Well, the only thing I could think of is I fill it up. So I did. I filled it up. Okay. So as I run back, I was a mistake running. I run up that stairway, and the last step, I got caught. And I took a dive. He never got to drink that good milk. And I busted the thing all over the floor. When he came out, on the second floor. And I know he started beating on me. When I woke up, Grandma had me, apparently threw me down the stairway, knocked me out completely and all. And I mean, it was bruised everywhere, and my eyes almost couldn't see out of. And Grandma says, come on, just give me the axe and just chop wood, chop wood. And she even tried to do it for me and stuff like that. But anyway, he was coming down the stairway. I don't know what he drank or ate, but he had the diarrhea, okay? You could hear it from a mile, boom, 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 as he's running to what this little outhouse in the middle of the yard. It was one for women, just like a little old wooden thing, because everything is bombed out. You don't have no sewage, you don't have no water, you know, none of that thing. You pick, well, the water we used was snow in a pot, melted from that. Yeah, that's what you was cooking in or eating in. Okay, so he runs out there and he slaps me and tells me when he comes back he's gonna kill me. He had nothing, but there was no wood. So I knew he was going to. I mean, I could tell just the way he said it, just the way.